Well, it's great to be among such luminaries of cornea and for contact lens. Parikshit is there, Umang, Varsha, Hemant. I think they're all great guys and really doing excellent work. And Parikshit, I always admire you. I used to admire you for your foggy look and your discipline and everything. It was only 1 year ago that I came to know that you left IPS to continue doing your ophthalmology. So that's great. And Umang and Varsha, I know for long, they're great people. And anyway, thank you very much for having me here. I'll be just giving an overview of what you said. I think over time, what is very, very important is that today, uh, cataract surgery is the number one surgery that is being performed across the globe on the eye. Obviously, intravitreal injections are now competing pretty stiffly with the cataract. So the number of intravitreals, because you go ahead, do a cataract surgery in one eye, do it in the other eye, but intravitreals, sometimes people get 20, 30 shots. So the numbers, if you look at numbers, maybe they are becoming more. But after cataract surgery, the next important thing is refractive surgery, which is today kind of become a gold standard that people who want to get rid of glasses can go ahead and get a refractive surgery that is done. Now, what is unfortunately the piece that is missing is that between a child getting glasses and the child going on to refractive surgery, I think there is a missing link, and that missing link is contact lenses. So I think Bausch and Lomb as a company is very well placed to provide the patients a journey with the complete care through their refractive from getting their glasses onto the refractive journey. And I personally feel that a refractive surgery, though being touted as a cosmetic surgery, I think apart from the cosmetic surgery, it has a lot of functional. You see a person with a -8, -9 getting rid of glasses, the life of that individual changes. The kind of esteem, self-esteem that grows in that individual, and supposing that guy gets up in the morning and doesn't have the glasses nearby, that's really a pathetic scene for anybody to see, or your glasses break when you're on a trip, etc. So I think refractive surgery, apart from improving the field of vision, the reducing the magnification factor, etc., is something because the outcomes have become so very good. There are so many options in refractive. It's not just restricted to LASIK. There is SMILE, there is surface ablation, there is extra procedures, and then there is the implant, etc. And for irregular corneas, you have cross-linking coming in along with the intracorneal ring segments. But I think each and every ophthalmologist should be, still there is some hesitancy among ophthalmologists to actually say that to a person that, well, you could consider refractive surgery as an option to kind of enjoy your life and do activities without any hindrances. Now, in between, I think the person that we have to look at, the point that we have to look at is that the contact lenses are sometimes not at all in our thought process as ophthalmologists. So a child getting an eye test done, vision correction happens with glasses, and then it is sometimes only the social pressure among the young girls that they don't want to wear glasses. At times when they leave home, they have the glasses put on, and when they reach the school, nowadays obviously there is no school going, but they put the glasses in their pockets or they put it in their bags, and then their studies, they go down, etc. So I think once a child is maybe 13, 14 years of age, we should introduce as ophthalmologists to tell them that there is a possibility of having contact lenses. So once a contact lens is given to a patient, there is obviously required a continuous follow-up, which is there, a regular eye checkup that is there, and a further advice that is required. And ultimately from this, from the teens, that is when you kind of give the patient to a person going to the 20, 21 year age group, that is when you can have the person go in for a refractive surgery. So there is a journey, I would say, and a person who is used to wearing contact lenses and the eye is now mature enough to get a refractive surgery is much, much more likely to adapt or accept refractive surgery than a person who is wearing glasses would do that. And what is therefore important is that we need to just tell the patient that we are going to give you a complete refractive solution, starting from glasses, going on to maybe glasses plus contact lenses, and then considering laser vision surgery. Now, in refractive surgery, it may not be, people may not be able to ready to opt in or may not be able to afford. So that is something. And when they are young, they are not qualifying for laser vision correction because the eye is still growing, and the spectacles could be the only option in some of these patients. But contact lenses offer a great second, or I would say another line of refractive correction that we can give to these patients. Now, are glasses the best solution that is available? I think the penetration of contact lenses is much lower in India, and we still consider glasses to be a complete solution. I do not think it is a complete solution. If you go to US, I think the number of contact lenses that are sold, or the population percentage that are wearing contact lenses, is far more than what we have in Indian circumstances, because often people just don't do a refractive correction. They don't want to wear glasses, and they're not aware of the ability of contact lenses to give a good vision, that they just forget about it and live with this handicap throughout the world. So what happens is that, let us just look at the journey of a patient. The patient gets an eye test done, gets the glasses, and the patient may go to an optometrist to get the glasses, and then the journey just ends. What does it do? The first harm that it does is that a child who's having myopia, he's not getting a regular or a periodic checkup of the retina. And if there is any other problem, for example, a child developing, say, a keratoconus in the teens, etc., that is not diagnosed by an optometrist or by an optical shop, I would say. So this ending of the doctor-patient relationship, which ends here with glasses, is something which is incorrect. I think a growing eye needs an expert care of an ophthalmologist. So when you are looking at getting regular eye checkups for the patient, that is the time when you, if you are giving a patient a contact lens, the contact lens obviously needs a complete care, and the patient should come back to you. And that is when the journey would be more continuous than it is otherwise. Now, we need to know that what is contact lenses doing to an individual. I think contact lenses, again, like I said, in refractive surgery, increase the self-esteem for a person, and 58% of the patient, these are certain figures, take off their spectacles while getting their photo clicked. So lot of people just say, "Bhai, mere ko chashma utarne do, then I'll just take a picture." So they're conscious of the fact that they're wearing glasses, and they think that they look. They may, some as a style statement may say that, okay, we will wear glasses, but majority of them want to take them off. Now 32% of the people fear that wearing contact lenses, wearing spectacles is uncomfortable. So the discomfort is the second thing as regards spectacles. And 47% of the people don't wear spectacles while attending social gatherings. This is very often, and I said even the example of school kids don't want to wear spectacles because they are called chashmus, chashmish, vagera, etc. So there is a kind of a social stigma at times that is attached to wearing glasses, which is incorrect. Obviously, it may take a long time in India to remove this social stigma, but if there is a social stigma and somebody is not wanting to wear the glasses, then what is the option? And the option, therefore, is either going in for LASIK surgery, which is gaining into popularity, but I think it has kind of plateaued today. The numbers are obviously there. It's an established standard procedure nowadays, and there are no ifs and buts about it. If properly done, that they will be a good outcome. So contact lenses, in my opinion, in the ophthalmic practice today, remain relatively under-penetrated and unexplored option by many ophthalmologists, because it is often considered, I don't know, for better use, below our dignity to talk about glasses, to talk about contact lenses. And contact lenses, there are specialty contact lenses where a lot of ophthalmologists, I myself was personally involved in running the contact lens clinic in RP Center for several years, where we were taking care of all types of different corneas and bad corneas. And the immense kind of advantage that gave it in irregular corneas, scarred corneas, keratoconus, you name it. That is really fantastic when you go to the rigid gas permeable lenses or the specific Boston, etc. lenses that is there. So this is what I will wish to say is that contact lenses is something which is very, very important. So in the current scenario, we are just saying glasses and then end of the journey within the ophthalmic clinic. But if you insist to the patient that you can consider contact lenses, this is a study that has been done globally, which shows that the patient is much, much more likely to return to the doctor if the patient is wearing contact lenses, and repeated visits allow the doctor to provide complete eye checkup to the patients. And this is also another added advantage. Is to get the laser vision correction done. To me, I think it's an opportunity, like I think it could be a disruptive opportunity that we could give insurance to the patient that or some scheme that your glasses, your contact lenses, and you will get points from it. And when you get a LASIK done, those points can be redeemed. Like you have a frequent flyer system, so it could be something like a loyalty program for that particular patient. But that's a business kind of a thought that I have. But I think that is something that we can look at. The average contact lens wearer would spend only 2.4 times more than the average spectacle wearer. I am at times surprised. A person paying for a cataract surgery would want to get everything done by the TPA or the insurance, and then they will go down to the optical counter and would demand a Cartier frame and a progressive lens after that, and maybe spend 1.5 lakh rupees on that. So that is something we underestimate the people wanting to spend on their health. And that is something that we should leave to the patient and not be deciding ourselves. So finally, what I have said before is that the contact lenses are the bridge between refractive surgery and spectacles. And if we do quarterly visits, do complete care check of the patient, it would, and anything that would lower the dependency on glasses and contact lenses is step one before the person decides on a refractive surgery, because that has made the patient totally less dependent on glasses. So this is something which if we do, this is going to be a great opportunity for getting a higher conversion in case of people with refractive errors. So a contact lens practice, I would say, is the need of the hour for all ophthalmology clinics and hospitals. And one thing that is pretty disruptive that is happening is that contact lenses are now basically e-commerce products. In China, 60% or 66%, I would say, of the contact lenses are sold on online platforms, and these are for the spherical contact lenses. When you come on to toric contact lenses, majority of them are still sold in the office of the optometrist or ophthalmologist. So this is something that we need to know, because ultimately, if you are doing kind of a medical intervention, you are giving better care to the patient and not just selling contact lenses, then you need to charge for it. And what is therefore important is that we need to have exclusive contact lenses. I have discussed this several times with the contact lens companies, and I think Bausch & Lomb has come out with this particular thing, that they will have contact lenses which are of good quality, good material, good oxygen decay value, which are available only within the ophthalmologist. So they came up with the Medivision contact lenses, and now they have asked me to help let it be known to the ophthalmologist and launch this particular product. And that is the Medivision Daily Disposable. So they started with the Medivision, which is the monthly disposable, which is a hydrogel contact lens, and which has great comfort. And now they have launched what is the Hypergel contact lens, which they are saying, which is the daily disposable Medivision Plus, which is a 30 lens pack. And what they are assuring is that it is not going to be available on any e-commerce website, and nor is it going to be available in any retail stores. So this is a small kind of an introduction emphasizing the need for contact lenses in our practice, and to kind of initiate a patient into a complete refractive journey. And maybe we can, as ophthalmologists, leverage this particular availability of this lens, which is going to be available only within ophthalmologists. So thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.